I remember when I was a little kid, my uncles used to have this really cool and massive vinyl collection, and I remember so vividly just sitting hours and just contemplating the vinyls. Like, I would take each one of them and I would look at the whole cover, I would like read the lyrics, I would look at all of those images, and I think that had a massive impact on me, like, you know, being a musician nowadays, being into visuals, you know, I think that really did have a massive impact. So the reason why I'm saying that is because a while ago, a couple of months ago, I was just browsing Instagram, and then I saw this really cool photos of relatively modern album covers, but they looked like vinyl covers from the 70s, and I was like, wow, that looked so bloody good. So immediately I was like, I need to start making some tests, and as soon as I know how it works, we're making a video about it. So there we go. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to give your photos this really cool effect of old vinyl cover. Trust me, it's going to be really good. So the very first thing you want to do is go to google.com, then go to images, and then you're going to search for vinyl cover texture. Go ahead and click on tools, usage rights, and label for non-commercial reuse. You're also going to be searching for ripped paper texture, old paper texture, and old vinyl stereo. So just go ahead and download these images. The first thing we're going to do is duplicate our layer. So for that, we're going to go ahead and click Command Option J. So we're going to go ahead and click on Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. You're going to go ahead and write 1 or 1.2 and click Enter or hit OK. So now we're going to add a text bubble by pressing U on your keyboard and make sure the circle is selected. You can follow it right here. So now by clicking Shift, you're going to go ahead and create a perfect circle. By clicking I, you're going to pick any of the colors of your photo. We're going to click U again, go to Fill, and I'm just going to select that color right there. So this is way too contrasty because this is way too sharp. So you want to go ahead and right click on your layer and rasterize layer. And if you go up to filter, the first thing you're going to see right here is Gaussian blur with the previous settings. So just go ahead and click that. And then you're going to see the difference, but in my case, I want it 2 times, and then it makes a little bit more sense for me. So now we're going to go ahead and add some text. So for that, you're going to press T on your keyboard, or you can just select it right here. And then if you click this little icon right here, this is going to bring that by default black and white. So make sure white is on top or whatever color you choose to use. Given the current situation, I think this makes sense. So like I mentioned earlier with the photo and the circle, this is still way too sharp, right? So we're going to go ahead and select the layer, right click and rasterize layer. We're going to go ahead and click Gaussian blur once and twice. So now we're going to go ahead and give this little bubble a little bit of a texture. So we're going to grab one of the photos we just downloaded. I'm going to grab the old paper texture, bring it in to make it as big as the circle. Once you're happy, go ahead and click enter. Now you want to bring your layer literally on top of our circle, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and click W on my keyboard, and that's going to bring the magic wand tool. So go back to the circle layer, click on it, and then as you can see, you already selected your circle. Go back to your paper layer, and by clicking right here, you're going to create a new layer mask. So once the layer has been applied, you want to change the blending mode probably to color burn and bring the opacity down probably around 50% or less. Now at this moment, you definitely want to bring your text underneath your paper texture. So then it applies the whole thing. There we go. Now it's time to add our second image. So the one I'm going to be adding right now is this really cool stereo logo right here. I'm going to select this layer right here and just go ahead and click Command and I. And this is going to invert our layer. And now we're going to change the blending mode to lighten. And there we go. Again, we're going to do the same situation of just adding one Gaussian blur effect. And there we go. Now it blends a little bit better with the rest. Of course, there is no album without a title, right? Click the letter T on your keyboard, and now let's just play with the size. I would say something around 24 should be okay. Go ahead to your text layer, right click, and rasterize type. Filter, Gaussian blur, and now it's the most important part. We're going to go ahead and add our beautiful record texture. Let's just go ahead and click enter, and you want to go ahead and select screen. You can definitely change the opacity, let's say for example 70%. So now last but not least, we're going to go ahead and bring our ripped paper texture, and I want to change the blending mode to darken. Come on, I mean literally less than 10 steps to get this really cool effect. Yes please. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, do not hesitate to go bananas on that like button over there. Subscribe over here because I am so close of getting my first 1000 subscribers, and even though that's absolutely nothing, and now that I say it out loud it sounds kind of lame, for me it's a big step. So, you know, click that subscribe button over there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.